I'm locking away my phone for an entire week. Where did I get this crazy idea? Here. Let me explain. But first, this has got to go. So in the Catholic Church, there's this 1,100-year-old tradition to cover all of the statues in church for all of Lent, and then all of the crucifixes for all of Holy Week. The other day when I was sitting in the pews, my daughter looked at me and said, "Hey, Daddy, why are all of the statues covered?" And I really didn't have a good answer for her. I basically just said something like, "Because it's Lent." But I knew that wasn't a good explanation. So I went home and I did some digging. And basically, the church does this for 3 reasons. First, to keep us alert to the reality of the liturgical season. This is a visual reminder that this season is different than other seasons. Second, to focus us on what really matters by removing what might be visually distracting so that we can really pay attention to the Word of God. Third, to create anticipation. By briefly hiding much of the beauty of the church, we create a space where we can long to see that beauty again. But here's the problem. You and I, we can render the church completely powerless to affect us by our demeanor going into church. Here's what I mean. If I've been answering emails, watching TikToks, and listening to podcasts before church, will I really be affected by the statues that are veiled when I get into church? I've basically been hyper-stimulating my brain with technology right up to the start of Mass, and I'll do it again right after Mass. The statues in church are veiled, but my mind is cluttered. So the intention of the statues being veiled falls flat because my heart and mind is not prepared. So this year, I'm taking this practice outside of church. I'm taking it home. I'm going to apply the spirit of the tradition to my life so that I can actually try to achieve the spiritual growth that the church is seeking for me to achieve in a modern world. And yeah, for me, that means putting away my phone for a week. But let me ask you this. What could you do to prepare your heart for God this Easter? Take this video as a challenge. Pick a spiritual exercise to do this week that purges your week of digital distractions. It doesn't have to be a full week locking away your phone, but pick something so that you can make space for God this Easter. And comment whatever you're going to do down below. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.